Back everyone to another Steel Faith Overhaul II multiplayer battle. Today we're looking at quite a dangerous affair. We have High Elves of Ulthuan currently defending their land, their home island, against invading lizardmen who are way over there. A big shout out to Crusader and others who have been organizing multiplayer battles on our Discord server. If you would like to join in, well, come join the Discord server and they'll tell you how. Okay, let's go look at what we're observing right now. For the High Elf army, we're looking at a Flamespire Phoenix who's currently being afflicted by a Tempest spell, which is going to freeze him in place and do a lot of damage. Okay, so we've got two groups of Silver Helms who are about to move into the fight. We're looking at two groups of Swordmasters of Hoeth, one Techless leading from the front lines, and back here, we've got a unique unit from Steel Faith called Talons of Tor Kaleda. They're dual sword and bow infantry, so they're a hybrid unit. And back here, we're looking at several groups of archers that have heavy arrowheads, and if they're not really attacked on their flanks, they're going to deal a lot of damage. Over here, we have our resident coneheads, our dickheads, as you can tell. They're called Illyrian Reavers, at least to all of you. Okay, so now that we've gone after all of that, let's go look at our Lizardman army. We're looking at Saurus warriors that have shields, and they could be alright, but they're not going to beat Swordmasters of Hoeth, but he does have quite a few of them. We're looking at a Blessed Connoisseur, and that's rather effective. You probably want your heavier units soaking up a lot of the initial volleys, but I'm not sure if he's going to do that. We do have a Bastiladon that has a Revivification Crystal that's going to be able to heal up units and also take up a lot of damage. Two Skink Chiefs are around here somewhere. They're flying around. I saw them. We'll find them again. Ah, here they are. Look at that, multicolored too. And over here we have our Saurus Spears who are about to be charged by a bunch of Silver Helms, and there's that Flamespire Phoenix. Okay, what else do you have? You've got over here a Slan Mage Priest of High Magic and one Feral Stegodon. Okay, we'll be going into slow motion intermittently just so that we can check out the battle, but here's our initial charge. Now, whenever they charge in, they can deal so much damage, and there they are. Now, what you don't want to do, if you're going to take a charge, you might as well stand still, embrace it, or charge back in. He turned his back, so they're going to take a lot more damage. That initial charge bonus is going to just completely rip through them, and it did work out like that. Here comes that Flamespire Phoenix going on a bombing run, I would assume. Let's find out how that's going to work out. Here we go. There's the bombing run. I'm not sure how much damage it's actually doing. Now, whenever you're fighting an army that has a lot of bow units, you do want to be careful with your overall placement, but you also do not want to be apprehensive. If you are apprehensive, they're going to shoot you. Now, trees are quite beneficial. I probably wouldn't charge in right after the Swordmasters. I would want to entangle them and even use my heavier units to break them up, or I would use my heavier units to break through the lines after taking volleys and then attack all these archers back here. Here's another Tempest being used on that Flamespire Phoenix. Those Silver Helms are now moving back. That Blessed Connoisseur went to the front lines but came back over here to help out with those Silver Helms. He's not currently pursuing them. These guys over here are out of control. Now, the only issue is that whenever you have an out of control unit, you might forget about them. And because of that, they might be left to their own devices. And here we go, another spell by the Flamespire Phoenix. Now, I probably would have waited for the entire group of Saurus warriors to line up, then I would have used it to go right through their lines, but because my group management can be so quick, that can be difficult. So right now we're watching Swordmasters hold the line. Now, what I would have done, I would have charged in with them. That way they get a 20 charge bonus, and that way they can get more kills. But they do have a lot of support overall. Techless is right over here waiting, and it looks like even though a few warriors broke in, they're not dealing enough damage to stop them. What about those Illyrian Reavers? I know they're around here somewhere. They're charging in right now, going after that Bastiladon, and also that Slan Mage High Priest, who's all like, food, I need my chicken nuggets. And here comes that Blessed Connoisseur right now, going after those Illyrian Reavers, which is really not a crucial target. You certainly want to use your crucial assets in your battle. These warriors alone are unsupported, and because of that, they're not going to do well. A lot of magic was used to keep that Flamespire Phoenix in place. You probably could have had your two Skink Chiefs attack that, or what I would have done, I would have had my Skink Chiefs go after their archers right away. That way you keep them busy and they're unable to deal damage. The High Elf player is currently doing a very wise thing of keeping his archers in the back lines and moving them around. Silver Helms are now moving back in, keeping these lines completely mixed up. There's a lot of chaos here, and here's a Flock of Doom doing a little bit of damage, but a lot of magic was used on, again, that Tempest spell, keeping that Flamespire Phoenix busy. And Teclis just used a Chain Lightning, maybe not the best spell considering it's kind of random and we're not looking at a big blob of infantry, but currently he's beating a lot of these warriors. I mean, they're quite mighty. It looks like he's getting quite a few kills. They've taken only a little bit of damage, but they killed so many more. These archers back here are doing a lot of damage too. These Skink Chieftains are currently off on a sideline, and again, that is a lot to micromanage. Unless you're used to dealing with all of that, it's a lot to deal with. Right now we have a tail swipe by our Blessed Connoisseur, and that guy's trying to eat out the ass of a Connoisseur. That's rather rude. Okay. There we go. He watches too much Filthy Frank. Rest in peace. Alright, so here we go. We have more Reavers coming back in, trying to keep that Slann Mage Priest busy. Now what you would want to do is use all of your archers to hit him. Look at that, 25 armor. That is nothing. That guy is powerful when it comes to magic, but he is vulnerable. You'll want to watch out. Okay, we have some Silver Helms who are currently fleeing right now. We're looking at more archers that are now beginning to attack what? That Blessed Connoisseur, who again is taking a lot of damage. If they go after that Slann Mage Priest though, he will fall apart. Okay. Now, if you see any units that are low in health and lingering, it's possible that there might have been a patch with a type of mod, and so the stats aren't completely in line, but you get the general gist. If they're not being moved, then they're probably dead and all of that. So let's go look over here right now at what is going on. So right now we have a Bastiladon trying to defend our Slann Mage Priest. Now the Bastiladon isn't really that, well, powerful. It has a lot of staying power, sure, but it's not really that powerful. It's able to have a few ranged attacks as it's moving through and dealing some melee damage. It's rather tanky, right? 100 armor is pretty darn good. Let's go look at what else we have over here. We're looking at a pretty decent buff. Power of the Old Ones to cause a miscast chance. That's really good. We're looking at a physical resistance of 15% and missile resistance of 15%. That's why you want these guys charging in first. You want them to absorb those volleys. Then more of your warriors can make it into the line. And then you either want to debuff or you want to at least buff up your own units to take out the Sword Masters of Hoeth. I mean, look at that. 39 weapon strength right now. It looks like they're currently debuffed, which is just fine. We're looking at a Blessed Connoisseur over here, 41 kills, a very mighty unit. These Talons of Torquelada, they've taken a lot of damage. They're trying to fight right now. Probably not the best idea in the world. We're looking at a few archers back here who are just kind of looking the other way, going, if I can't see you, I don't need to worry about you. Hey, I know about that. We've got a few Skink Chiefs over here being shot the hell up. They're not going to be here for very long. I don't know about that Mage Priest. Again, you could easily take out that Mage Priest. He's so vulnerable. He's taking a lot of damage too. I'm not sure if he's going to be here much longer. We've got a few Silver Helms out there who might as well be dead at this point. They're so low when it comes to manpower. But here comes the Sword Masters, and we've got some epic music playing. These guys are trying to defend their homeland right now. They're like, say no to Scaly Boys, and the Scaly Boys are like, hey, I don't like that. I'm a Battletoad. Do what I want. And right now, those volleys are tearing. Watch this here. Watch this here. He is completely melting away. He had a lot of health left. He's using Cold-Blooded, which is fine. But now he's been knocked down from his chair. And Diabetes has now claimed our Slann Mage Priest. That's unfortunate. He even vanished. We don't know where he went to. So now they have no leader. They do have Skink Chiefs, but it looks like they are leaderless. And we have a few Silver Helms now being crushed. That one attack completely wiped them out. That tail completely destroyed them. And there's probably a little bit of friendly fire going on too. Sword Masters are being rocked right now. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we're looking for right now. Giant creatures causing chaos in a well-organized line of High Elves. That Flamespire Phoenix is currently flying back into combat, going after something right now. We've got a few Illyrian Reavers who are still alive. Many of these archers are in trouble. They could be spread out, but we have a lot of mobility left. I'm actually rather impressed that they were able to stay together. But without more staying power when it comes to infantry, that is a tough call. I'm actually very shocked you didn't bring in a few spearmen. Spearmen would have died to the warriors, but here comes some more Sword Masters of Hoeth. You do want some manner of anti-large when fighting Lizardmen. It's very likely that they'll bring in some manner of large unit. Here's that Flamespire Phoenix again. We've got over here these archers of Torquelada. They're moving away right now. The Blessed Connoisseur is trying to smack people. It's called Wacky Elf. It's a very good thing. And if you're a Dark Elf, it's probably rather pornographic. Alright, here we go. They're still attacking. They're hanging on for dear lizard life. And they're going after more archers who are still taking more damage. We've had a lot of damage happen around here. The Skink Chiefs are flying around. They're rather mobile and doing quite a bit. I'm still not too sure who's going to win. It's getting down to the nitty gritty. They still have volleys hitting these giant creatures, but again, they have a lot of health and they're quite bulky. And here comes more Sword Masters. They're drenched in blood. It's a blood party for everyone involved. Okay, there goes that blessed connoisseur. What did you just kill? What did you leap after? A valiant defeat. Okay, so it looks like everything broke at that point and he didn't have much left. So that was a brutal fight. It looks like the High Elves did not make it that day. That means that Rob, the shark, won the battle. That's really shocking. I didn't think that he would win the battle. It looked like he had the edge. So what you really want to do here is you want to have a lot of armor piercing. That's very important. The Sword Masters did a lot of heavy lifting. These Silver Helms were a very good call. I probably would have brought in maybe Tyrion, and if I wanted a spellcaster, maybe like a hero spellcaster. Maybe that would have been fine. I had a feeling that there were really too many archers. You can do fine, you can fight well, but eventually you're going to be in trouble after they're all gone. It looks like the Lizard Boys took a lot of damage, but they were able to pull through and scrape out a victory. So that's largely because of their giant creatures. I mean, it looks like that did work out. I guess like on the inverse of that, you save all of your giant creatures for last. That doesn't always work out, but because he didn't have a lot of anti-large, maybe that was the better choice. He had a lot of anti-infantry, but not anti-large. And Teclis, again, very vulnerable. And I don't know who modeled him, but he is creepy to look at. Like, I love Teclis. In lore, he's so cool, but in the game, they gave him a weird voice, and his eyes just kind of go out in different directions. He looks a little bit like a frog. Maybe he's actually a lizard boy too. Anyway, thank you for watching the battle. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more in the future, let me know. Leave a like down below. Look forward to future battles, and as always, until then.